ready with me while I share my daughter's birth story. It is her 10th birthday today. So let's see what I can actually remember from 10 years ago. Okay, so I actually got induced when she was born. The reason I did this was because my husband ran a pilot car company at the time and was gone for like days or weeks at a time. And at the time, it was just easier to have like schedule my induction ahead and have him be home instead of like having to have him home and like be waiting for potentially like another 3 weeks for her to be born. So I was literally 39 weeks on the dot when I got induced with her. And I actually didn't have to go in like the night before or super early. I think I went in at like, I want to say like 7 a.m. and they had me start on Pitocin by like 8 a.m. So it wasn't like crazy early or anything. And the way my body has been in labor with every single one of my babies is my body is like really slow in the beginning. And then all of a sudden at the end, it's kind of fast. So anyway, it takes me a long time to dilate to like 3-4 centimeters. That's just how my body is. Anyway, so that's where we were at. I was probably dilated to like a 3. I really wasn't in any pain yet. Like the contractions were so mild. And around noon-ish, the anesthesiologist was already up in labor and delivery. And they asked me if I wanted to just get my epidural in. But they didn't necessarily have to start the like epidural medicine at that time. So I was like, sure, why not? I still wasn't in any pain. So sure, we just got it done. So yeah, they came in and put the epidural in, which really wasn't a big scary deal or anything for me. I loved my epidurals, no regrets there, loved them. And then after they got it in, it was, I don't know what time it was, sometime about afternoon. They're like, I was just starting to feel some slight pain and they were like, do you want us to just start it? And I was like, sure, why not? And then, yeah, it was really, really just an uneventful labor. Like I wasn't in any pain. Nothing crazy happened. At some point in the afternoon, they broke my water and then I was to 10 centimeters. Still, I had no pain. And then even when she was like right before she was born and I was dilated to a 10, I still had no pain. And they were like, okay, don't push. You're 10 centimeters dilated. She's coming. And then literally one push and she was out. I really have my husband to thank for that. All of our babies had really tiny heads. Like for a very long time, Brielle's head was like in the first percentile. She was 6 pounds, 8 ounces. So it was a really easy delivery, like one push and she was out and she was just the most precious little baby. She caught on to breastfeeding like so easily. She was definitely my best nurser. She also slept through the night from day one. Like they told me, like when I brought her home from the hospital, they're like, wake her up every 2 or 3 hours or whatever they told me. I like checked on her to make sure she was breathing and all that for quite a long time. But like she never woke up at night. Like she literally slept through the night since day one. She was always my best sleeper. She always nursed right to sleep. She was honestly a dream baby. Like if I could have a million babies like her, I would. She was totally my happiest, easiest baby, best sleeper. So for me, going from 1 to 2 kids was honestly a breeze. And I had my little girl and my little boy. That was just a year of bliss for me. It was great. Why are my daycare kids squeaking in there? It's nap time and I'm finally like just getting around to doing my makeup really quick. I wanted to celebrate Brielle this morning instead of get me ready. It just was one of those days. Oh, another thing about Brielle is she was like physically very advanced as a baby. She was crawling around at 5 months, like all over the place. And she was walking at, like I have videos of her at like 8 months and a week old, like walking around, like 10 steps across the room. She was crazy. And she was also super tiny. Like I want to say she was like, I would have to look back, but I know she didn't hit 20 pounds till over a year and a half old. Like she was tiny when she was walking around at 8 months. So it was the funniest thing. We would go places and I would be holding her and she was tiny, and then I would set her down and she would start walking around, and it was always so funny to see people's reactions. Anyway, I'm really not sure how she's actually 10. Like, how was that 10 years ago? I'm just in disbelief. Crazy. Time goes by way too fast. I wish I could do it all over again. Like, we are very content with not having more kids unless that's God's plan for us. But if I could do it all over again with my 4 babies, I would. I just love motherhood.